Hey, puppy people, it's Cindy. I am here today because I want to talk about ID for your dog. So, a couple of things you want to keep in mind when it comes to getting tags for your dogs and just ID in general. So, the first thing is you have to have ID, okay? Make sure that your dog has something, a tag on them, something that identifies them as belonging to you. Because you never know if they get out, the gardener leaves the gate open, whatever. You never know. My weird hair. You never know what weird thing is going to happen. So always have some ID on them at all times. Yes, they should be microchipped as well, but even if they're microchipped, please keep a tag on them as well. If they aren't microchipped, please get them microchipped because even though they have the tag, tags are fallible, collars come off. It is the best way to reunite you with your dog. If your dog gets lost, if your dog gets stolen, something happens, it's the best way to for whoever finds your dog to know that they belong to you. But that being said, you still want to have ID on them at all times. You want to have a couple of phone numbers. Now that's the big takeaway here is have your cell number, but maybe have somebody else's cell number as well. So if God forbid you're in a car accident, your dog is with you, you have to be transported to the hospital. Obviously, the firefighters can't call your number because you're incapacitated. So have somebody else's number so they can get in touch with them so that they can come and get your dog and they don't have to send your dog to the shelter. Which, again, at the shelter, they would, hold them for you or whatever. It's not the end of the world, but why even have them do that when maybe you can have somebody else's number that they could call that could take care of your dog while you're being treated. So have a couple of phone numbers on there. And then I also like to recommend having something like, needs meds or reward so that if somebody does find your dog, they're incentivized to get them back to you ASAP. I think most people are good and, they want to reunite you with the dog. But sometimes it helps to have a little incentive, like, the dog needs medication or there's a reward for it. It doesn't help. It doesn't hurt. Let me put it that way. So, instance, my dogs. This is Rudy's. Oh my gosh, it's kind of dirty. It needs to be washed. And these are his tags. He's got, his rabies tags, obviously from the county, because he's legit. And then, one has his name on it. One phone number says that he's microchipped. There's an additional phone number on the back, and it says that he's a rude dog. Then he's got another one with his microchipping. And then my husband put another one that has his name, and then it says free beer if returned. So that's his little incentive on it. But that's the rude tag. Reggie's tag, he hasn't been microchipped yet because we haven't had him that long, and with everything going on, I haven't had time to even have him neutered yet. But he's having his appointment next week, so I'm on it. So when he goes in for his neuter, he'll get microchipped as well. But his tag does have his name. It's Sir Reginald is his tag. And then, of course, it has both of our cell numbers on the back, call or text. So ID, kids, don't rely on the microchip because if a neighbor finds them, they can easily read the ID tag and get them back to you ASAP. And don't rely on the ID tag because sometimes collars break. Sometimes people take your dog on purpose. It's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. So have them microchipped and tagged and use a couple of phone numbers. Have a backup. You could also put your email address. If you don't want to give out your phone number, you could use an email address. But have a couple of ways for them to reunite you with your dog. And what is it? Assume the best, but prepare for the worst. It's kind of life, right? So anyway, till next time, go play with your dog.